Let's go out to Toronto, Canada, and talk to Emma. Hey, Emma.
Hi.
What's up?
Strange. It's like
I know. All the people
like
I used to date, like in high school.
Real life just mixed.
Do what?
Like my virtual and real life just mixed.
It kind of did. All through high school and college when I would date, people would be like, oh, this is strange. And so, hey, I'm used to that, so it's okay. So what's up?
I'm good, but frustrated, which is why I was calling.
Let's do it.
And I wrote down my question because I'm not sure I would be able to say it otherwise.
Perfect. Read away.
So my question is basically, how do I make myself do the things that I want and need to do? And to explain, I'm 33 years old, and up to my mid-20s, I was always top of my class, had a full scholarship for my PhD, and I was working on it from morning to evening. I'd wake up early, go to the library where I would stay until closing time, then go to a cafe and work until midnight, and I loved it. The library was my home and my community and my safe space. I then met the wonderful man who's now my husband, and in the past 7 years, we got married, moved around a lot, and had 3 sweet little kids. But my kids are all in daycare now. We just arrived in Canada 5 months ago, so I'm still working on a work visa. So I have time to complete my PhD and other stuff when the kids are not at home, and yet I just don't work. Like, I'm 3 years already without a scholarship. My PhD isn't complete. It's a monstrous 600-page research that I'm now trying to edit down. I studied for a teaching certificate last year in order to get a job, but I have one seminar work left to do in order to get that certificate, and yet I'm procrastinating on that too. When my kids are in school, I just sit down to work, but I end up scrolling through Facebook, watching YouTube, or cooking, and then I get frustrated at myself and avoid that feeling through scrolling on my phone, even in front of my kids and my husband. I just seem to be in a constant state of distractibility and frustration and avoidance. I lost all self-respect. I'm lonely. My friends and husband have all gone on to become respectable adults who earn money, who keep on studying and learning, and I'm just stuck in a rut. And I just feel like it's all my fault and that I'm lazy and useless. So how do I make myself do what I want and need to do? Why am I not letting myself do what I want to do? And how do I get my self-discipline back?
You may be one of the bravest people I've talked to in a long, long time.
Thank you.
And I'll just say this. It's one of my great honors to talk to you.
Thank you.
Man. As you described your last 10 years, it's fascinating to me how you and I so quickly land on very different pictures of what strength and accomplishment and awesomeness, to sound like a high school kid, look like. I've got 2 PhDs, right? So I can talk from some gut knowledge here. Okay?
Yeah.
In the last 7 years, I've written a few books. And it sucks, right? You got to get up early, and I got 2 little kids too. So you got to deal with the kids, and I'm married, and I got a job, and then you write in the nighttime, you write on the weekends, and all that. Emma, you grew 3 human beings. And you kept them alive.
Yeah, but that's supposed to be the basic.
No!
It's supposed to stay there.
Where in bloody hell did you get the story that some arbitrary academic certificate was of more global importance, more accomplishment and achievement?
Because it's not about the accomplishment. I love the learning. I love the research. I love the study.
Okay, but
I love it when I do it.
Do you love it? Or did you love it?
No, I still do. Whenever I manage to make myself sit down and work, I just remember every time why I love doing it. And for some reason, the next day again, I can't repeat that trick. it's just beautiful. I mean, I'm working on something so interesting and fascinating in you, and I just, that's why it's got to be 600 pages. I explored every single aspect of it.
I know. But you're a different person 7 years later, Emma.
But I can't stop now.
That's not true.
It is.
It's absolutely not true. And here's how I know that for a fact. I'm one course short from something. I've never talked about this publicly. One course. I've had an incomplete for going on 5 years now. Every semester, I email the professor and say, can I get this thing knocked out? And she responds, absolutely, waiting on you. And I don't do it. And it occurred to me recently, my life has moved on. Now, I'm stubborn as a mule, and I'm going to go grind it out so I can get this thing done. And here's what's crazy. I'll never talk about it. No one in my world's going to know about it. My wife might. But my life has changed. I have different priorities and different values now. And if I have a weekend, I got really sick this past weekend, and I read an entire book and then a half of another one. Oh my gosh, I loved it. It was heavenly. All right? I had my highlighter out. I read. I laid in bed. I would fall asleep. I'd wake up and read some more. I took tons of notes. And that's not my life anymore. And I can grieve. That's not my life anymore. Give me something.
I don't want to grieve this one.
Okay.
I want to live this one.
But I feel like you're at war with your body.
I am. But I want it so badly.
Okay, so let's take another track here. What if your body's right? What if it's right?
But it's not just the PhD. It's practically everything I need to do.
What is that?
It's when we first arrived and I had to take care of getting my paperwork for my permanent residency. That's my husband helped me take care of that. Paperwork, money, everything.
Okay, but have you given yourself some grace?
All the things I need to do in adult life.
Where's home?
Not just my PhD.
Where's home?
Not Canada.
Okay. Far away?
Yeah.
Will you give your body a minute? It doesn't even know the air it's breathing or the ground it's walking on.
I can't really. You know, I'm 33 years old. I've not lived for longer than 4 years in one place in my life. I'm always moving. I've actually only lived twice for 4 years in one place. It's not going to change. We're here only for 3 years.
Okay. Well, here's what I'm telling you as directly as I can because I love you. You're going to keep hammering away. And I did it. I am 10 years ahead of you or 15 years ahead of you. I did it. My body said stop. Then I had a kid. Then we lost a lot of pregnancies. Then we had another kid. And my body said, dude, stop for a second. And I didn't. And I almost lost everything, Emma.
How did you make yourself do it?
If I had to do it over again, I would have done it very, very differently.
How?
I would have relaxed. I would have taken
In what way? How?
I would have honored the season I'm in. You're 33 years old. I mean this with all due respect, but you're just getting started. I didn't start my second PhD until I was 35. My mom didn't start hers until she was 42. You got 3 little kids in daycare. You're in a whole new country. You're unable to work. The government won't even let you work.
Yeah, but I don't want to be spending my days just scrolling through Facebook or listening to YouTube.
1,000,000%. I got you on that one. You're right on that. The only way
I
I found
do it.
the only way I found success there is to be draconian. To turn screens off, give passwords to somebody that I care about, get rid of them, delete everything off of them, which is tough if you move countries because that's your lifeline, right?
Yeah.
And so I want you to look at your brain as recognizing it is lonely and as scared as it has ever been. And this magic little box is giving you a lifeline to your former life.
Yeah.
And like heroin, it needs just a little drip. Please. This isn't some big cosmic moral failure on your part. This is your body trying to adjust. Okay?
Yeah. Although, with the news these days,
I know. That
doesn't do anyone any good either.
But can you solve that?
Yeah, I guess I got to be draconian, as you said.
No, is there anything Emma can do in Canada with 3 kids to solve some political challenges back home?
No, but I can be helpful here. There are some things I can do to help from here.
More importantly than that, there's some things you can do. You can get to know your neighbors. You can make...
Canada, the suburbs, everything's quiet and empty, and there's no one on the streets.
There's not. But if you go put flyers on people's doors and say, I'm having coffee at my house every morning at 6 o'clock, somebody will show up.
Doesn't look like it. It's snowing outside.
I know. And that's the story. That's the loop. That's what anxiety and depression do to us, hon. And I'm not diagnosing you. I'm not saying that's what happens, but your brain starts to tell stories that this is the way it's always going to be. It's the way it's always been. And then you go through the world looking for what you want to find. And what you're finding right now, because it justifies the story that you're not enough and you're not going to make it and you're going to quit just like everybody else. And you are grieving your old life, the life that was 24/7 dedicated to your academics, learning, coming up with new ideas, having late night coffee shop conversations. And that's juxtaposed with, hey ma, can I get a snack? Can I get a snack? Hurry, let's go kids. Hey, hurry. Do you have your shirt? Do you have your socks? Right?
Yeah.
In no way are you broken. Do you need infinite less screen time? Absolutely. But I want you to go back and listen to this call. As painful as it is to say this out loud, every time I've put something on the table, you instantly have a response for it. And what that means is your world has gotten increasingly smaller and smaller and smaller, and your grip on things has become so tight that even light and joy and peace can't get in.
I don't know how to let go.
I know. If I give you some really tiny, trite things, you promise to try them?
Yeah.
It's not going to sound like it's not going to be what you want me to tell you.
Okay.
You promise?
Yeah, I promise.
Okay. You've been married 7 years, so it was 26, 27 when you left wherever you were? Started having babies?
Well, we moved around 4 times since we got married, but we moved country only 5 months ago.
Okay, I want you to write yourself a letter to Emma on her wedding night.
Yeah.
And I want you to let that naive, wonderful, brilliant young woman off the hook. Because she didn't know what the next 7 years were going to look like. 4 moves, multiple countries, 3 children. And I want you to write her a letter that says, hey, I love you. And I know that you're walking on the aisle with this man that you love, who's a great guy, whatever. And that you think things are just going to go as they were. Everything's about to change, and that's okay. And I want that to be a lengthy letter that you spend some time on. And I want you to promise me that you're going to start a daily journaling practice. Period. Okay? And it starts with, Dear Emma, good morning. I love you. I know it sounds silly. Number 3, I want you to begin to look in the mirror in the morning, and I want you to make a fist when nobody's in the bathroom. And I know as a mom of 3 small kids, it's almost never, right?
Yeah.
But I want you to tell your husband, I get private bathroom minutes. And I want you to stand in front of the mirror and put a fist in your chest and say, I love this girl. And I want you to repeat that 5 or 10 times.
Okay.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
The 4th thing is your mission, your singular mission is to find a friend, an in-person human that you can do life with. Whether that's going to coffee shops, whether that's enrolling in a local class that's separate from your PhD just to go meet people. The worst part about the dissertation process is there's no more deadlines. It just is.
Yeah. Yeah, that is the worst.
And so I think there could be some real benefit to signing up for a class or a course that has a deadline to it, that has people in it that you show up and you meet and you say hello.
Yeah.
And if that fire starts to slowly spark up again, that's amazing. That's awesome. And if you find, I just don't want to. Okay?
Yeah.
But you've got to find people. The last thing I'm going to tell you to do is you have to make daily movement a part of your life, which is very hard in freezing tundra of Canada in the winter.
Yeah. I used to run. I can't get myself out of the house now.
I know. Do you have the seasonal lights in your home right now?
What is that?
I want you have Amazon there, I'm certain?
Yeah.
Okay. I want you to get on Amazon and I want you to get 2 or 3 light boxes.
Okay.
For seasonal affective disorder, SADS. When it gets very loud and very cold, I'm sorry, not very loud. When it gets very dark and very cold, your whole body starts to shut down. And turning on very bright lights in the morning has an extraordinary outsized psychological impact, a neurological impact. It changes your brain chemistry.
Okay.
Every morning, I start my day by going down in my basement and flipping on some of the craziest bright lights you've ever seen in your life.
Wow.
And that's only if I can't get outside and see natural sunlight. Okay?
I can't go down to my basement. It's too dark here.
That's fine.
And cold.
But if you get those bright lights and you get them cranking in your house, and your husband and your kids are going to be like, what are you doing? And you're going to smile and say, I'm bringing the sun to the bedroom. I mean, into our bedroom, into our living room, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Here's what we're looking for. I want you to keep this in your soul. Write this in your journal. Little wins.
Okay.
Little wins. And if that means I'm going to edit 1 page on my dissertation, I want you to give yourself a few weeks before you get back into that. I'm going to edit 1 page, and then I'm putting this down. Oh, but I got on such a roll, and I don't care. 1 page.
Yeah.
Then the next day, do another page. Is that fair?
Yeah.
Most of all, I want you to fall in love with the woman you used to be in love with, which was you. You loved the life you built for yourself. You loved the adventure you were on. You loved your research. You loved Emma.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you love your husband, right?
Yeah.
You love your kids?
Much.
You love your kids, right?
Yeah. They're amazing.
Okay. What you don't love is the life you have.
Yeah.
I want you to find little glimpses of feeling alive again. Okay? You're going to finish the dissertation. I got no question about it. I want to tell you, though, on the other side of it, you're going to get the graduation. You're going to get the new name. You're going to be Dr. Emma. It's going to be awesome. And your kid's going to walk in and go, can I have a snack? I don't have any underwear. And you're going to realize life just keeps going on. And I promise you this because I've done it twice. And that's with every great achievement. A #1 book, the best financial year of your life, all those things, you end up the person in the mirror the next morning too. Hang on the line, Emma. I'm going to send you a copy of Building a Non-Anxious Life. It's going to be my gift to you. I want you to read it. We'll send it up there to Canada for you. You call anytime where I'm walking with you. I 1000% believe in you.